Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I have been away for a little while, so I wanted to catch up with some of my many purchases recently, and I thought I'd start today with the items I've bought from Dior. I haven't bought from Dior for quite a long time, but suddenly quite a few of their products appealed. I have to say they've got quite a good advertising campaign going on YouTube, using a model I'd never heard of, and of course I've forgotten her name, but I'll put it in the info box below, doing various makeup demonstrations. And whilst one has to be very careful because she is of course a model who's going to look pretty good whatever she slaps on her face and however she does it, I have to say I have found a number of the tutorials quite interesting, and they definitely lured me back to the counter. So I got a few items from the Spring-Summer Polka Dot collection, just two in fact. I bought the eyeshadow palette, and notwithstanding it's in its box, forgive my nails by the way, they need doing, but I'm going to do my manicure tonight, and by that time the light would be too bad to film, so you're just going to have to suffer my horrid nails, sorry about that. This is the Polka Dot Quint. There are two. One's a very bright primary colour based one with a very strong turquoise eyeshadow in. Very pretty, but it wouldn't have been very wearable for me. But after umming and ahhing, because I haven't been thrilled with the quality of the Dior eyeshadows, powder eyeshadows recently, I got this one, which is called Escapade. And I have been using this particularly over the last few days on holiday. And whilst I wouldn't say that the consistency of the shadows is as premium as Dior used to be, and as, for example, Tom Ford generally is these days, it is a nice palette and I am pleased with it. I would say that it's quite a gently pigmented palette, so it's definitely for fairer skins like mine, and perhaps people who don't want a particularly outrageous eye makeup. But the thing that particularly attracted me to this one was this pretty peach shade. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I'm a lover of peach. And this is a beautiful, I don't know why my hands are so shaky today, not enough coffee I suspect. A beautiful goldeny, sheeny peach, which is very pretty and natural on the lids, especially paired with both of the two kind of creamy beige and the darker brown, which isn't in fact that dark. It's kind of slightly goldeny tan on the eye, and a pink. The consistency of the pink is not particularly good, but I mean it does work to even out imperfections on your eyelid. And what I really like about this palette is this very gently lustrous white, because I do need a white in the corner of my eyes to even out the inner corner darkness there, and it's just convenient to have it in the same palette. So you can see the colours there, and you can see when I rub them, they're not particularly pigmented, particularly this brown, which has got a lovely slight shimmer but not too much glitter to it, is a really nice transition colour for me. This I would call kind of golden beige. This one here, I think you can see, is quite powdery. I mean, it doesn't have any glitter in it, so fallout's not too bad, but it's not difficult to apply, but I mean, you do get a bit of powder around. So it's not a premium quality shadow palette, especially for the price, I have to admit, but I just liked the selection, and I have been liking the looks that I've been able to create with it, so no regrets there. And you might want to take a look if you like a fairly conservative but pretty easy to apply summer eye. So got that all over. And then I also succumbed in the Polka Dot collection to one of the nail polishes, purely because I wanted this nail dotting tool, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm not going to be much use to you in saying whether it works or not, even for klutzes like me. Two dinky little bottles, smaller than the usual size of Dior nail polishes. I'm not a huge fan of Dior nail polishes. I mean, I do like some of them, particularly their summer shades, to be honest. I've got a couple of very vibrant kind of fruit shades, watermelon and lime and mango from previous collections, which I do like in the summer. And these are fairly colours, but as I say, I really got it to get the tool. They have got a coral and peach, and although I like peach eyeshadow, I'm not so keen on peach nails, so that didn't appeal to me. And the other colour, which I think has sold out in more places, is blue and white, which I can understand is very summery, poppy colour. But anyway, you're supposed to kind of dip this tool to give yourself easy peasy nail art. As I say, I haven't used it yet, so have to report back on that separately, I guess. Also part of the collection, various lip products, a very nice glow powder that I was going to get, but it was definitely a bit too tan for me. So I ended up eventually with two powders from the Dior Skin Nude Air loose powders. I haven't had a loose powder for quite a long time. Again, this was partly because of the YouTube video that showed a particular technique with loose powders. And so I got this one, but when I got it home, it was this pink colour, which I thought, oh no. Now, in fact, I have been using it, and I quite like it. It's very, very finely milled. It's not too shiny, but there is a definite tiny flecks of glitter, which I don't mind, and it's not very obvious, you can see there. It does give a very gentle glow, and it's not translucent, but it doesn't add too much colour. And I have been using it as a setting powder quite a lot. But then I wanted a genuinely translucent, non-glittery one. So I just love the packaging, by the way. I think this is part of the appeal. I mean, really, really beautiful canage on the top. You would really love to display these in the bathroom. Unfortunately, my bathroom's not big enough. Oh dear, this one's leaked. It's been on holiday with me. So that's looking a bit kind of peachy, but in fact, on the skin, genuinely totally translucent, and a very nice setting powder, although I've got it everywhere. So two powders, goodness, there's a lot of product in there. And I also sprung for the beauty blender. I've not really got into beauty blenders very much, but I thought I ought to give another try. So if you're going to splash out on something you probably won't like, why not do it with a premium brand and spend even more? So there's the beauty blender. Again, haven't tried that yet. So what's the point of this video? I hear you cry. When are you going to share something you have tried apart from the eye palette? Well, here it is. The bad news is it's something that's really difficult to buy here in the UK. It's part of the Diorsnow collection, which, as far as I can gather, although occasionally the Diorsnow foundations find their way to Europe, is basically for the Asian market. And this is the Bloom Perfect Moist Cushion. I was desperate to try one of these cushion foundations that are all the rage in Korea. And reading up, I really liked the sound of this Diorsnow one. But I had to import it because you just can't buy the range over here. Now, I really don't understand this. It's a huge range, the Diorsnow in Asia. I know that different parts of the world have different skin concerns and value different looks. So, for example, most of the Diorsnow foundations, and certainly this cushion product, come only in very limited shades and for very light skins. They all have incredibly high SPFs. This has an SPF of 50 because, of course, Asian women tend to abhor any form of tanning or healthy glow look. What they're looking for is white, alabaster, flawless skin. But I do think there are lots of women over here who have the same approach, are naturally very pale skinned, and whilst we might use very gentle glowing products, we still would appreciate some of these high protection products made for paler complexions. Anyway, there we go, rant over. Here's this gorgeous little compact, and you get the applicator sponge, which I hope is washable. You can see I have used this, and then quite stiff flip top, which gives you the cushion underneath. Now, it looks quite dark, I promise you, it's very, very light. And it's this cushion with product. And when you run your finger over it, there doesn't feel to be anything there. It feels completely dry. And I thought, oh no, mine's dried up. Would help if I'd cleaned my finger beforehand. Hold on a minute. There we go. But in fact, you can just see the product there. It is an utterly weightless product that you can pat on with fingers, and I would tend to do that if I'm doing a first application in the morning, or for a heavier application, you press in the sponge, and there you can see the sponge is fairly soaked, although when you press your finger into it, it feels like nothing, and just dab it on for touch-ups or for more coverage. Now, it feels absolutely weightless on the skin. This is actually quite a good shade for me, although it's either the lightest or the second to the lightest, 005. And I really, really like this product. What has to be said is it's not anything like full coverage. The blurb with it says that it doesn't, what's the word they use? They don't say conceal. I should say it comes with a refill. Be interesting to see how long it lasts. I'm going to have to keep the box so I can understand how to refill it. It says, combines the brightening powers of Edelweiss from the Dior Gardens with ultimate freshness of freshening agents in a subtly tinted and ultra-fluid texture in a portable case. The texture fuses with the skin to correct imperfections and shadow areas, sheerly unify the complexion and revive its natural radiance. The complexion is visibly transformed. Spots, shadow areas and imperfections appear diminished to reveal a fresh, rosy, naturally luminous glow. So I think the key word is appear diminished. They certainly aren't fully concealed. So this is not for you if you have problem skin, because it won't go anywhere near enough to evening out complexion. And I think you'd have to use too much corrector, concealer rather. But if you like a natural look and have reasonable skin, I by no means have perfect skin, and just want to make your skin look healthier, basically, this is a really beautiful finish. And the other nice thing is, of course, it's terribly easy to take with you and touch up, and particularly to touch up in, the areas where you need it, for me around the chin and the nose. And the second thing I love about this is it doesn't magnify the pores. So, it just makes that area look more even without getting horrible pigment in enlarged pores and making it, look obvious that you're wearing something. So far, although I've only been using this for like 3 days, I'm extremely enthusiastic about this product, which you can't buy in the UK. Or probably America for all I know, but only Asia. So you're going to have to find a nice Asian friend to send you it over, or we should all be petitioning Dior to make sure these products are brought to Europe and the UK, because I simply refuse to believe that this is not a product that Western women wouldn't be equally interested in buying, particularly if the range of colours was extended, but certainly for pale-skinned women who don't need full coverage but want to, just enhance their skin. This is a beautiful product. So far, loving it. So those are my Dior purchases. I will report back on how I do with the dotting tool. I think you can imagine it's going to be a bit of a mess with my shaky hands. I will drink plenty of coffee before I have a go with it. And I'll let you know a bit more about the beauty blender as well when I've had a chance to play with that. That may not be for a little while yet. I've got plenty of other things to show you, hoping to record a few more videos to go up during this week. Until then, bye for now.